Today I'm going to be comparing this Plusinno vertical fishing rod holder, so this one's going to mount up on the wall, versus this KastKing standing fishing rod holder. Now both of these are going to be very similar in that they're going to be mostly made of plastic. This Plusinno, however, is going to have some springs and some rubber and things on it. Like this is going to be rubber here, and then it's going to have springs inside of here that's going to actually cause this to flip down and hold your rod into place. The KastKing is going to be all entirely made of plastic, except for this part that holds your rods into place is actually made of foam. So I feel like that's a huge downside to the KastKing. Why in the world would you make something of foam that's going to be a use item? You're going to be putting your pole in and out, in and out, in and out, and eventually these are going to break because it's just foam. It's not even made of any sort of solid rubber. So definitely a downside there. The Plusinno, I love how it's going to hold the rods into place, how it has those nice long springs, but it also has this downside. The main downside to this one is it's only about 16 and a half or 17 inches long, and these holes are about 14 and a half, 14 and 3/4 inches apart, which means you cannot screw it into studs if your studs are 16 inches on center. Why they would design it that way, I have no earthly idea, but it doesn't make any sense. You want it to be in a stud. You don't want it to be falling out of the drywall or the drywall mounts that it comes with, those little tiny plastic things falling out. And Plusinno didn't think to just make a little thing here at the top and a thing here at the top so you could put it into studs at 16 inches on center. Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the Plusinno. I love the way that they hold the rods. So these little things, these little flippers almost, that they put in there to hold the rods, I love that. I prefer that over the way the KastKing holds it in. But simply because of the fact I cannot mount this to studs without modifying it pretty extensively, the KastKing is the winner in my opinion. Even though I'm not a fan of this foam, I'm not a fan of it being made all of plastic. I prefer if they would have included metal. I prefer if it was a heavier thing at the bottom, like a bigger around and heavier so it was more sturdy. The fact that Plusinno just didn't think to make it where the screw holes actually go into 16 inches on center, to me, is really just makes this not as good of a choice as the KastKing standing rod holder.